Math 11, Outcome 11.8, Lesson 1, Earning an Income. Identifying different ways of earning income. People who work earn income in different ways. The way they are paid depends on the type of job that they have. Income is any money received for doing work. There are different ways of earning income. One way is an hourly wage. This is a fixed payment for each hour of work. For example, a store clerk or a fast food restaurant worker may be paid this way. Wage and tips. This is an hourly wage plus varying amounts in tips for services provided. So for example, a taxi driver or a waiter. A salary is a regular fixed payment for work, usually expressed as an amount per year, but paid regularly. Depends, usually every 2 weeks or monthly. So for example, a firefighter or a teacher. A commission is another way of being paid. This is a payment based on a percentage of the worker's sales. For example, a real estate agent or a car salesperson. Piecework is a payment based on the number of items created or completed. For example, an artist or a hairstylist. A contract is a payment for a fixed period of time and or a fixed amount of money. For example, carpenters and electricians. There are also different types of pay periods. Income is paid for different time periods. People may be paid weekly, bi-weekly, semi-monthly, and monthly. Weekly. An employee is paid once a week. This would mean they would have 52 pay periods per year. Bi-weekly, employees are paid once every 2 weeks. This means they would have 26 pay periods per year. Semi-monthly, employees are paid 2 times every month. This would mean they would have 24 pay periods in a year. Monthly, an employee is paid once a month. This means they would have 12 pay periods per year. Let's look at some examples. Faith earns $350 per week. What is her annual salary? Well, if she earns $350 per week and there are 52 weeks in the year, we want to multiply those two numbers together. So 350 times 52 gives us $18,200 per year. Chris earns this annual salary of $63,000. This is not a small salary. If Chris was paid using weekly pay periods, what would his weekly income be? So if he gets $63,000 for the year, and there's 52 weeks in a year, we would divide the 63,000 by 52 weeks. Dividing 63,000 by 52 gives us $1,211.54. Now you might be wondering how I knew to divide. Well, I can set it up this way. Chris gets paid $63,000 for 1 year, or for 1 year. 1 year is 52 weeks. Can set up a proportion then to find out how much would he get paid for 1 week. When we cross multiply this proportion, we have 52x equals 63,000, and we would then divide by 52 to get x by itself. If Chris was paid using monthly pay periods, what would his monthly income be? So again, we're going to start with his annual income of $63,000, and this time divide by the number of months in a year. So divide it by 12. Gives him an income of $5,250 per month. Calculating income by hourly wage. When calculating your income for an hourly wage, gross income is equal to the number of hours worked times your wage. Your wage is the gross income divided by the number of hours worked. Gross income is defined as the amount of money earned before your deductions. So when you're paid by the hour, the total amount that you make is not the same as the total amount that you actually bring home, and we'll get into that a little bit more. Rochelle earns $12.45 per hour as a cashier at a grocery store. Last week, she worked 35 hours. What is Rochelle's income for the week? So again, we could set up a proportion. So $12.45 for 1 hour. How much does she make if she works 35 hours? We can see from this, when we cross multiply or solve the proportion, we end up with x equals 1245 times 35 hours. 1245 times 35 is $435.75. So this is how much she would make. This is called her gross income. This is before any money is taken off for deductions such as employment insurance or income tax. Bill is a painter. He worked 20 hours last week and earned $240. What was his hourly wage? So if we want to set up a proportion, we can say that he made $240 for 20 hours. I want to know how much does he make for 1 hour. When we solve this proportion, we end up with 20 times x equals 240, or x equals 240 divided by 20. So this is his total wage divided by the number of hours. When we do this, we find out that he makes $12 per hour. Sam works for the co-op grocery store. He worked 30 hours last week. His hourly wage is $10. What did Sam earn last week? $10 per hour times the 30 hours that he worked gives him a total wage last week of $300. Again, this is his gross income. If Sam earns the same amount each week, what will his annual salary be? Well, if he makes $300 per week, and there is 52 weeks in the year, we want to multiply 300 times 52, and that gives us a total of $15,600 per year. Please complete practice number 1.